Hello. It's a little bit late. I'm sorry, technical issues, but it's okay. We're there. Hello again. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen you all. Show 179. It is September the 8th. Bloody September already. What's going on? Yeah. Do you remember? Anyway. It's the ProSynth Network live show. Welcome, one and all. I hope you are well since last we spoke and saw each other. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've seen all your ugly mushes, and it's great to be back. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Andrew and to Kent and to, of course, the very special guest that we had, Mr. Andrew Brooks. Oh, and of course we had David Arnold as well. That was really good. So thank you guys for doing that. And yeah, everything's going well. So we've got another show for you. We've got a whole bunch of news topics to discuss. And yeah, just generally a couple of hours of just hanging out, talking bollocks about synthesizers and stuff. Before we do any of that, though, I just want to make sure that you have liked the show or disliked it. Commented. If you want to comment, you can do so in the chat live on YouTube or Twitch. I'm on Facebook as well. You can't comment if you're watching on Twitter. Or if you're watching afterwards, then of course you can comment down below in the video on YouTube. Please do subscribe to the channel. It would be really nice if you did that if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell to get all the notifications and share us around like your mother. If you want to make a donation to the channel, which is not at all essential or required or mandatory, but you know, if you do, it helps us stay on the air. There it is. There's the link. It's also a clickable link down in the description below. Or you can send us your hard-earned dollars or pounds or bahts or whatever to us via the YouTube Super Chat and Super Stickers. We are across all the social networks as well. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, of course, YouTube here, and Facebook as well. We're all over those. If you want to ask a question during the show, make a comment or anything, just stick a big capital Q in the front of it all. That just helps us pick it out and stick it in the list. And that's about it. I will apologise in advance. It's very hot here in the UK. It's very hot for us British people in the UK. I fully appreciate there's probably a lot of you sitting there in 35, 40 degree heat. You probably all got air conditioning. We don't have that here. So we're running studios with all this, all this stuff going, and it's baking. So I've got my window open, which I don't normally do. I'm on ground level, and the cars do sometimes go past, and the local ute might make a bit of noise as they're going past drunken home after a night out or something. But so I apologise in advance. And I've got two fans blowing as well, so if you hear something in the background, I'm sorry. It was either that or I'd sit here with no clothes on, and I know which one you would prefer. So here we go. No, I kid.
Close the
I kid.
window.
Indeed.
The window.
Those voices you can hear in the background are my colleagues and co-hosts. First of all, Mr. Kent Spong, how are you?
Bonjour. Avec ensemble.
You're at a jaunty angle. Your CS8 is at a jaunty angle, or are you at a jaunty angle?
Oh, there's a good reason for that.
I can see something lurking in the background with two
I'm gonna
zeros.
Have some fun. I'm going to have some fun.
You've got a System 100.
Oh, you little bugger.
Look at that. The only thing that's missing are the speakers, but you probably don't need those.
They're downstairs.
Oh, they're downstairs. Oh,
yeah. Well, I don't need them in here, do I? Really?
well, no, of course not. Yeah.
I mean, that would just be showing off.
Is it working, or is it? I mean, obviously, it's come to you because it's probably not working.
There's two scratchy pots on it.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well,
belongs to a very, very famous electronic band from the 80s. I cannot tell you. NDA.
Interesting. Very famous electronic. Oh, I know who they are.
Do you?
No, I don't know.
I wonder. Just pretend and nod.
I think I might. But anyway,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
That was mud.
Yeah, mud. I used to go to school with the daughter of the drummer of Mud many years ago. I'll have you know.
yeah.
Just in the 70s, yeah. Anyway, busy hot week for you?
Yes. Today was one of those days that makes me want to give up repairing synths.
But you've got aircon in your thing, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't turn it on. I can't afford it.
Okay.
Because I keep buying things.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, I heard an expression this morning that made me really laugh.
Okay.
Which was You ever heard of Hackney Diamonds?
That's the new album by the Rolling Stones, isn't it?
Well, apparently it's based on an expression from South London, and
Right.
what Hackney Diamonds is what you find all over the road when somebody's broken into your car.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yes, yeah.
So yeah,
Very good.
so yes, so it's all happening.
Nice.
So
nice.
yes, yeah. Other than that,
Vertical and perpendicular.
there's a slump to one side, obviously.
Very drop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice one. Good to see you, mate. Although it's only been like 48 hours, but yeah, always good to see you.
Even that, yeah.
If that, yeah, indeed. Good. And let's go over to Stroud, somewhere near Stroud in Gloucestershire, isn't it?
Stroud. Come to Stroud. Move to Stroud.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm so glad you're back in the driving seat.
Oh, shut up. You did a perfectly good job.
You do such a good job of it, and it just takes all that. I'm just going, I can just relax now and talk shit, which is great.
I think last week's show is still running, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I think we had 2 donations. So,
That's to get us to stop.
But the really good news is that our lovely guest David has been posting on the socials that his tickets have gone on sale for his jiggly bits, his jigs, his gigs. And I just thought I'd mention that. Go and have a find. If one of the moderators can find the link, it'd be good to go and see that. And he was very, very giving of his time and advice last week. So
always is, yeah.
Always good to support him.
Absolutely, yeah. If our moderators, and let's just take the time to thank our moderators, of course, Andrew Brooks, he was the guy that you had on last week.
Was he?
And he's also donated his regular £5 subscription, for the privilege. Yeah. Thank you, Andy. And also Andy Synth Addict. Although I haven't seen him in the chat yet. And Ben from Musings. Those 3 lovely gentlemen do all the moderating. Well, I say all the moderating. They just post some links in there. There you go. Ben's already on the case. There you go. Ticketmaster David Arnold. There it is.
Done.
Nice one. So he's earned his keep already.
Thank you, Ben.
So there we go. That's what those guys do. They look after you in the chat. Saves me having to do the job. We had a complaint, actually. I have to say, we had a complaint. I think it was on last week's show or the week before. And it was because I haven't been chaptering the shows like I used to do religiously every week. Put, timestamps and everything in for all the different bits. It just got too much. I am looking at automatic ways of doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm sure there are automated ways of doing that.
Yeah, I saw an application today whose name has escaped me now, so I probably won't find it. But it said that it could edit your podcasts in 10 minutes and put timestamps in, and you could edit out bits of video just by finding words in the AI-sourced transcript, which I thought was rather clever. A little bit concerning, but yeah, not good. So, I'll try and get back on that. But if you are watching on YouTube and you want the links to the things that we talk about, then the chat is the best place to get them. They are always there. Anyway, I think we should do a show. I don't ever want these shows to go any quicker than they usually do, but tonight I kind of do because I need to jump into a nice cold bath after this. It's been a hot one, so I won't be able to do that even because I've then got to go and pick my daughter up from work. So there you go. Sod's Law.
Indeed.
Right, so we've got a wide variety of things to talk about. We've got software instruments. We've got we've got hardware instruments. We've got new stuff. We've got old stuff. We've got finger drums. Calm yourselves. We've got finger drums. But let's start off. Let's see, what should we start off with? I think we should start off with a video. Let's do that first. How's about we talk? Let's do this. This is cute and it's lovely, and I love this guy's work. I love that. I love what he does. I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely ingenious. That again, Love Holton does these creations that they're one-offs. He does them on commission only. You can't buy this stuff. He just builds them for a customer, and before he sends it to the customer, there's a demo video. And this one is called the Cousteau synth, for obvious reasons. And apparently the owner, the commissioner, is an ex-diver, so hence the aquatic nature of that. It includes, inside that custom-made box, it says here, a Roland JU06, which is the Juno 6 boutique thing, a Yamaha Reface CP, a V256. That must be a module of some description, because the other thing is an Ocean's 11, which I believe is a module, and a mechanical MIDI crab, along with a little video screen of underwater objects and imploding submarine. Oh, too soon. So, yeah, I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful thing. And it's not just the mechanicals and the fabrication around, it's the fact that he's blended all of these things together into what sounds like a really lovely thing. Just thought I'd put it out. You can't buy this. It's not for sale. But I always love to put his stuff up because it's just, he's a very clever person. Any comments on thoughts on this?
Well, I think I've got a Jupiter 6 that's got MIDI crabs.
I knew somebody would get a crab stroke in here. And
yeah, it's got to be in it. So we thought we'd get it out of the way early.
Yeah.
You beat me to it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Apparently, thank you, Wagyu, a V256 is an electro harmonics vocoder.
Oh,
hence the microphone. Yeah, there you go. It's just
there you go.
There you go. Wakey. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to love them. I'd hate to think how much they cost.
Yeah, I would like to actually. I'd love to get him on the show and just talk about this.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
But I get the impression that it kind of keeps themselves to themselves.
Yeah. It's like building the anaglyph, but putting ready-built stuff into it rather than building everything from scratch. But nonetheless, very inspiring. I like it. I like this. I mean, I love all the stuff he's done.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff.
But doesn't that tell you something, Kent? You could build the anaglyph using ready-made.
No, the anaglyph has to be new and original. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
And will it have crabs?
I imagine I will by the time it's finished.
If
one of us.
If I was very, 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 very rich, I'm only very, very, very rich, not very, 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 very rich.
Oh, okay.
I've got pounds. I'd commission a penguin of death later from him. He's just, why wouldn't you love and want that? I've got a mechanical MIDI something. Luke Sidewayler. I've got a fish called Tim, the God of Waterfalls.
Oh.
So here we go. Well,
I've got a pet bee called Eric.
Half a bee.
Only half of it. Only half of it.
Yeah. So it's a lovely thing, and it does say he's done a great job making it all sort of work together. It's got the sequencer built in. I mean, what wouldn't you absolutely adore about that? Apart from the fact you'd have to pay for it, but I'd steal it from someone in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I want to know who came up with the idea of the crab. I mean, did the commissioner say, "I want a mechanical crab,"
or just sea themed?
Yeah, it's easy to say. Make it aquatic.
He could just do MIDI mechanical things like the crab, just the crab, and sell those to all of us weirdos. We'd be buying them like they're going out of fashion.
I wonder whether he'll actually ever do a commercial product. Be interesting.
It would be difficult if he's using already manufactured stuff, because you're reselling. And you have to get a license, which means you have to get a license from everybody on everything that he ever uses. So no,
unless somebody commissioned, unless a manufacturer, say, Korg, for example, said, build us a dragonfly type synth or something,
Oh, you've heard about that?
I've heard about that one. Yeah. Sorry, that's a leak, isn't it? There goes my NDA.
That's a vegetable. I'm lost now. What's going on?
There you go. Love Hulton. If you want to see that synth in action, there's a minute-long video on his YouTube page. And, of course, his Instagram is full of other bits and bobs, and you can see all of his wonderful creations there.
And they are wonderful.
They are absolutely wonderful, lovely little things. Talking of wonderful, lovely little things, there's a lovely, wonderful free thing that I think we should talk about. Let's see, I do have a video. This isn't a video by the manufacturer, because the manufacturer doesn't, I believe, do videos. But this was another YouTuber who I will try and get the credit for. But they did a full version sort of review, or not a review, a no talking demonstration. Here you go. This is a brand new synth from Full Bucket Music. Bjorn at Full Bucket has been filling his bucket even further with more free synths. This is based on the Korg Lambda. This is the Nye. It's not the best demonstration, but it's the only audible demonstration that I could find at short notice. But yeah, this is Bjorn at Full Bucket Synths, who does amazing synths for free. Well, he doesn't ask for money. You can donate, of course, but this is the thing. Let's put this up on the screen. This is based on the Lambda. It's called the Nye, NY, and has pretty much all the features, I guess, of the original, although I can't say for sure because I've never actually seen a Lambda in the flesh. I know that probably there is somebody amongst our number who has. But I was playing around with this, and it's very instantly a lovely little thing, especially when you stick the old ensemble effect on. And it's got that kind of old, limited, but nice and warm sound to it. Enough to replace the hardware, Kent?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you know how heavy a Lambda is? It's a lump, no. I tell you. It's quite a lump.
Lighter than sheepda? Anyway.
Yes, but it is. Yeah, sorry, it just is. They're a big, heavy lump. But yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, he's definitely nailed that ensemble beautifully. Actually, he's got all the tones are there that are supposed to be there in the right places at the right time.
Ken, have you had one in the workshop?
I own one.
You own? You own one?
I have a Lambda.
You have a Lambda?
I have a Lambda. She's residing in the attic at the moment.
I remember you saying, yeah.
Along with.
Is there anything he doesn't have?
Yeah.
What?
Time to play them. Space to pack them up. There's a lot of things I don't have. Yeah, it's quite a lump. Yeah, you can stand a mini Moog on it, no problem.
Yeah,
good footprint.
All the jokes coming in now.
Yeah, thick and fast, but mostly thick.
Anyway, yeah.
So this is wonderful on two counts. One, they've nailed the sound beautifully. Personally, I would like to grab hold of this and put it through. It's a little baby software reverb I've got that mimics the quadriverb. Because that is mix those two together. It's a lovely sound, and it's free.
And goes along with complements this very well then.
Yeah. So we'll have to grab that one.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a close simulation of the original hardware, according to Bjorn. 64 voices of polyphony, with percussive and ensemble sections, a chorus phase effect, many tweakable parameters, and a resizable user interface. MIDI learn, which means all controllers all parameters can be controlled by MIDI CC, and supports Windows, Mac, 32 and 64-bit in VST2, VST3 audio units, and clap version.
Hang on. Am I detecting a theme here? We've had crabs. Now we've got the clap. What?
Yeah, I know.
Where?
Next up, the Korg Syphilis.
Yeah, followed by the new Volker. No, I'm not going there.
No, don't go there.
No. Forgot. Monetized show, sorry.
Indeed. Andrew, any thoughts on this one?
It's a nice thing. I mean, I think, along with Ken, I'm kind of... it's a sound that I wouldn't go and buy the hardware for again. When it came out, or when it was around, I liked it because it made me sound a bit like Jean-Michel Jarre. Gave you those tones and you could make it all swirly and do wonderful things with it. The fact that it's now out and it doesn't weigh anything and it does sound pretty much identical. What's not to love?
I know.
What's not to love? I'm not sure I'd use it, but I can't think what I would use it for. But I wouldn't hesitate to get it out if I needed to.
So I've heard that about you.
And the Lambda.
Don't.
Nice one, Matt. Rolling chlamydia. Yeah. I mean, I should say, Bjorn does. He's got a thing about old Korg synths because now he's got the Lambda. He does a poly ensemble. He does a DW8000, I believe. Mini Pops. Trident. Well, these are all versions of these things. Trident. Poly 800. Yeah, Poly 800. PS 31, 32, and 3300. Sigma. What's the other one that's there? Oh, Delta. And the VC10 Voca and a Monopoly as well. So, if you really want those old kind of classic Korg synths that Korg themselves, or pretty much all of those Korg, don't do, it's completely free of charge. All you got to do is just donate a beer or something.
The 31, 32, and 33.
So Kent, have you ever tried his 3300? Because you're the only person I know that's ever heard one in the flesh.
Yes, I have. Yes.
And?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
But when you consider a 3300 somewhere in the region of about 120 grand,
yes,
you don't have to look too hard, do you?
Yeah.
So yeah,
very true.
The fact that it's there and you can mess with it in its digital form. I mean, it's not far off at all.
So. It's pretty close. The 3100 is pretty much bang on.
Yeah. Well, then the 33 will be because it's just three
of them.
3100.
Yeah. But does it? I can't remember. Does the 33 have the ensemble?
Don't
think it does.
No. It's the 32 has the ensemble.
Yeah.
32 has it. Yeah.
But good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
If you use software instruments and you don't have any of Bjorn's stuff, then you're missing out.
Native VS fucking showing me up again. Yes, apparently it does have ensemble. I can't remember where they hid it then because I thought it had the resonator.
It was just it was just along from it was just to the right of the oscillator. I think it was just in there somewhere. You switched it in or off.
Maybe the 31 did have it and then the 33. That's what I'm thinking then.
Yeah.
See, he knows more than I do. You should have him on the show.
We should actually.
He knows more than nobody do.
I owned one.
And then you've got Wagoogle as well.
You know.
I don't know. I know nothing, mate.
I know.
In it though.
In it.
Indeed. Anyway,
but if you're gonna go to his site, bung him something because you can download it for nothing. But bung him something.
Yeah.
It's
donate
well
button in the corner of the page.
Yeah, do it.
It's
good move.
There
good move.
There you go, just down the right hand corner there. Yes, please do help Bjorn out with that because he provides a fantastic service to our community. Right, so there you go. That's Full Bucket Music's Nye, which is of course a replication of a Lambda. Let's see what shall we do next? Let's get some boring stuff out of the way, because this, I saw the teaser for this, and I thought, oh, maybe it's the thing that we're getting all excited about, and it so wasn't. All it was these. Which, do we need finger drumming boxes? I was trying to think. Put aside anything like the Acon MPCs or any of your grid controllers or what have you. Has there ever been a dedicated finger drumming unit before?
One that's portable, that you can take anywhere with you and do all this. Do you know what? I when I first saw it, I was kind of, oh, there's another one. But I actually quite like it, and I could see that, that we've got other things turning up, which we shall talk about later on in the show. I could see this, a couple of units that you take with you in your backpack or in your briefcase. It's a good thing. I don't know if it syncs. I don't know if you can link it.
It syncs. It also has aftertouch. It also transmits that aftertouch.
Do we know how much it is, Robbie?
We do.
269.
369.
269. Yeah.
For the big one. Yeah.
For the big one. The white one that doesn't have the display instead talks to you when you do your functions and tells you whether you've done your function or not.
Someone's been doing some research here.
It also can send and receive audio up the same cable as the power, and everything else is all one USB cable.
You're reading this, aren't you?
No, because I had to check up on everything because I bought one about 2 hours ago.
Tell us why you bought. What about this?
Because of its immediacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes,
but you've got a flipping Acon MPC behind.
No. Here's the thing, right? This has billions of kits and sounds in it already.
Yes, true.
Start. But there was another little thing it did. You see, like I can plug into my iPad, right? And if I call up, say, Cubase on the iPad, and I put on some sort of really elaborate drum sounds library on the iPad into the Cubase, when I play them remotely, the sound comes out the speaker, so it's all in one hit, right? So everything you need is in that little unit. If I'm doing in my head, this is why I bought it. Yeah, in Cubase, when I'm putting a track together, if I'm going to use some psycho drums and stuff like that, playing them on the keys is one thing. Being able to, because I finger drum all the time.
Exactly.
You know, tippity tippity tap, and I'm actually much better at finger drumming. Apparently, we're called the Fiona. Much better at finger drumming than drums on keys, or programming in religiously into a drum machine or up on as an editor on the screen. So this has an immediacy, but it's all the other features. It sends the audio to your phone. There's an app you can get. Send the audio to your phone to synchronize with your video recordings when you're doing hardware jams. The guy actually mentioned, live hardware jam performances and how useful this bloody thing is. But all the audio and everything can go through the one unit. So it's
£269.
Yeah, and it said something about there's about 120 kits on it or something.
Yeah,
it's a lot of stuff.
And you can record into it. There's a US, there's a what do you call it, hole on the back, but playing audio in, and then you can play along to the audio and record it on.
Gotcha.
And blah blah blah. So it's like having a mini DAW.
It triggers from audio as well. It does beat detection, I believe.
Yeah, and then there's also the the built-in sync and everything like that. It's just.
So you can do your washing up, you can do your socks.
Yeah,
everything.
It does the wallpapering, takes the kids to school. Yeah.
But seriously, I think you're right. The whole finger tapping thing, that's kind of, I do the same thing. And it's not the same on a keyboard. You have to be all sort of precise, and it doesn't feel like a drummy thing. The MPC, even this little beauty behind me, that's, it's okay. Mm-hmm. But it's too, it's not finger tapping, it's more sort of stabbing and prodding and doing whatever. That just looks like it. I was just watching him playing it, and it looked like exactly the sort of thing I want to have with my other thing that I'm going to be getting. Yes, I can see me using this. I can see me using it. And in fact, I think I had one of the early Yamaha portable sequencer stroke instruments that had sounds on. I can't remember what it was called, QY something, and it had built-in sounds, and it was a pain in the ass, but I used to use it a lot when I was away.
There was an RY, because the QYs were the sequencers, but I think there was an RY something which was a little portable battery operated with rubber pads that Yamaha did.
Well, this was a little keyboard and a few other things. It worked, you could enter stuff in.
That's it, RY30, thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
But this is a good thing, and I love this. And I think what Ken's saying as well, it is very immediate. And
well, I watched a different video altogether, but I mean, and the video was about half an hour long, and the guy was still talking about the features that it had. But what was when I started watching the video, because you sent the link, and the page was just sort of like glossed over roughly what it was. And then when I had a look for a video on YouTube for it, and the guy's demonstrating it, the same guy that was in that video, funny enough. Mm-hmm. And it was just sort of like, I'm going, I don't know, there's loads of these about and everything. But as I went through the video and hearing about what it did, I'm going, like that.
I'm that close to doing the same, Ken.
Yeah, and I got about 3/4 of the way through the video, and I'm on Thoman going, they got them in a week. Bye.
Yes.
I needed something else to gather dust in here anyway. So.
Well, yeah. So as you say, it's got this is the 50, isn't it? It's the FGDP 50, which is the top of the range one. So it's got an internal battery that can be charged, recharged via USB, built-in speaker, built-in click tracks, a USB to host terminal, record and share app, aux-in audio terminal, playback sampler, session creators, note repeats, USB to device terminals. I mean, it's they've packed a lot in there. As you say, 269 quid. I think it's €299 or $299, I think, something like that. It's not bad, and the drum sounds come from Yamaha's own sample libraries, which because they make e-drum kits as well. So, and you said about the aftertouch. I didn't actually see that. That's interesting.
But it also transmits that as well.
Nice.
So whatever you're playing on your computer will receive that AT information as well.
Which is always good. Then the slightly cheaper one without the screen is the 30, which still has a lot of good, very good features on it. Loads of kits and connected.
That's the one that talks to you because it hasn't got a display.
The speaker, especially designed tuned for finger drawing. My only concern is this internal battery, because batteries do it's just the nature of batteries. they will eventually die. They will eventually need replacing.
Yeah.
If you're using one of these, you know that a decent phone. I've had this for almost 3 years now, and the battery's still good, and I use it all the time. Battery technology has moved on, so I wouldn't have a concern about that. You're not going to be using it as much as you use one of these.
It's probably using a phone battery anyway.
Well, yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
No, very interesting.
It is.
I like the fact that they put a drum stool as a related product.
Yes. Well, you got to sit down when you're playing it, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
The only drawback is I can't see. You'd have to practice a lot so your sticks would hit the right pads when you. I mean, I was a little bit dismissive of it off the cuff really, but I can see that. I'll be interested to see yours when it arrives.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because again, the other thing is they say that the pad placement is ideal for finger drumming, but everybody hits things differently, and I'd have to see because when I do finger drumming, I do it with the same sides that I would do normal drumming.
Yeah, but you're a drummer.
Exactly.
You're a drummist.
I'm a drummist, and I don't know how easily I'd take to this, but I do. I mean, I'm tapping with my fingers all the time.
Yeah.
When you're driving, we tend to sort of.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
You tend to.
It's when I do the kick drum in the car that the car goes. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Kids hate it. I said before that this. Could you think of any others? You've mentioned the RY30 from Yamaha, of course. Thank you to Brett Lemmings in the chat for reminding me about this one, the DRP1 from Sony, which was a little handheld thing, which was quite an interesting, but clearly, obviously not in the same class as this. But yes, there have been others, and there is one right there. How do I turn that off? Oh, there you go. I do that. But yeah, general sort of positive vibes about that. I honestly thought, it's pre-announcement of something montagey, but no, it wasn't. It was finger drum pads.
CS80. It's not
CS80 either. No, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, so Yamaha finger drum pads, the 30 and the 50 available now from all good music stores and some bad ones as well.
Sorry, what was there a comma in there?
What? In where?
Yamaha finger drum pads, or is it?
Oh yes, yeah, well, yeah, that would be. Yeah.
Or okay.
Moving on. That's there you go. What should we do now? I'm going to leave that one because that requires some discussion. Here's one. I'm going to throw this one at you because you guys have probably not even seen this because I added it to the half before we went on air. But I'm going to let the video do the talking first.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I'm going to say about this video is how do you tell someone you've used AI for your voiceover without saying you've used AI for your voiceover? It's just ignore. Yeah, listen to the words obviously, but ignore the voice.
My name is Dave, and today I'm going to show you Robotron, a MIDI controller that looks and feels like an analog synthesizer. It is handmade in France, with the highest quality material. It's very robust and durable, just like the good old vintage machines that made history. Robotron has 26 potentiometers and 6 momentary switches. They are all assignable to any CC you desire. By default, the layout of Robotron gives you the essential commands of pretty much every synth that exists, but of course you can reassign them the way you want. And this is done on the fly with a plugin that will save your mappings once and for all. The nightmare of having to map your synths every time is over. Map once, and save your mapping preset with your instrument. Let's explore the layout. You have 9 sections. Oscillators, mixer, filter, 2 envelopes, a volume, LFO, a MIDI channel selector.
I'm going to stop there at 2 envelopes.
Envelopes.
Yeah, Yeah. Look, I get it. Judging by the video, they're a French company, and they probably need to get somebody, to do it in an understandable. It's difficult to speak the language. I get that. Just choose a better one.
Yeah, one with a French accent. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Just say the words.
Yeah. Like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, Vipersynth Robotron desktop MIDI controller. Funny that we have somebody in the room here who has experience in making desktop MIDI controllers.
Yes.
Not a new concept. The MIDI controllers like this, universal, are not previously unheard of. I mean, there was, of course, the Touch Doodah What's It. What was it actually? What was its full name?
Who?
The Touch Doodah What's
It? Touch Digital. Yeah,
Touch
Imposca controller.
Imposca controller.
Yeah.
There's obviously G-Force's Fat Boy, and there have been many others along the way. This looks nice. It looks retro. Oh yeah. The EMU stuff. It looks retro. I mean, they go on about the Bakelite knobs, the Moog style knobs, the sequential style knobs. They're kind of going for the vintage analog look.
Yeah.
And it says in the video,
12 years too late, mate.
Well, yeah, but it says in the.
Can we see a picture of it again?
Yeah.
Or a still, or just pause.
Yeah, let me just grab this up. So, they talk about that it has a layout that is much like every synth ever made. I can't remember the exact words. I'm thinking. You haven't been looking at a lot of synthesizers.
No, I can see problems with this straight away, actually.
Yeah. So here, let's just bring this up on screen so we have a nice big picture. So there it is. There's the Robotron. And you've got filter and envelope, or envelopes.
Envelope.
But, you've got two ADSR envelope controls. Well, not every synth has got ADSR, because some have extra steps in the envelope. I think is it 8? Yeah, so you have 6 stages. So there you go.
Or more than 2 VCOs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is the problem with this, is that he says, you can save the CC map, and then it applies to everything that you use.
Yeah,
is going to be a bit of a mess. I mean, if you pointed that at Zebra, good luck, or Omnisphere, good luck. You'd have to keep. You have to change the names on the knobs so you can remember what
exactly
each knob is doing, because there'll be a function you want to use that isn't labelled on the front panel.
Yeah,
and that's why so many of the controllers which came out in the last decade got more and more elaborate LED and OLED panels, so you knew exactly what each thing was doing. Because without that, it's easy to get. It's great if it's dedicated to just one thing, but as soon as you have more than that, it's what's doing what. What if I'm doing a mini Moog and it's only got ADR? What's how what it.
So you'd be better off with a controller like you can get, where just all the knobs are the same.
Just put a synth inside it, for God's sake.
You could, but
just put a synth engine. It's a nice looking thing, but
see, what I would have liked to have seen is something that, instead of having dedicated controls for for specific features, just give me a box with 10 rows of 10 knobs and an LED scribble strip above each row that I can then say, right, that knob is going to be my oscillator footage, and then that's going to be my oscillator shape, and I can create my own map, but the hardware isn't limited as much as it is here, because you've only got a certain amount of knobs on there.
What was the instrument we saw earlier this year at, I think it was at NAMM. In fact, we saw it last year as well. which remembers its motorised faders on it.
Oh, the Nina.
The Nina. That would make a difference if it had that on here.
True.
But
True.
I don't really quite see. Someone's posted the Behringer Knobotron. Who was that?
Knobotron.
Yeah, no, I mean this will just create as much confusion.
Yeah.
As you go from VST to VST, as it would do if it was just a row of just black knobs.
Yeah.
With nothing written on them.
How much is it? Do we know?
Yes, we do. Let me just bring this up here because I didn't commit it to memory. It's €490. I mean, it looks very well made. Don't get me wrong; it does look very well made.
Yeah, it's small batch manufacturing.
But you could get the Control 1 system for almost, both modules of the Control 1 system aren't an awful lot more than that, and that gives you much more direct control, and you can map it, and you can see what everything is. It's kind of, why would I buy this if I could buy a Control 1?
Yeah, it's an odd one.
I don't get it.
I like it. I want to like it, but I just think I would every time I would apply this to a particular plugin, I would be thinking, but it hasn't got that. Okay, let's move on to that. And I'd just keep going through the plugins, and I probably wouldn't find one where it just worked perfectly.
And you probably would ignore the fact that you've got some that have 3, so you'd only be using 2 oscillators.
Yeah, so you end up not actually using this.
I mean, you could switch it around and bring up the but it becomes a faff.
Yeah, there's going to be no pleasing with this because I mean, where they're trying to make one controller fits all is a folly. You can't have that. And if you make a controller is dedicated to one piece of software, you're a twat, apparently, as well. So it doesn't matter what you do. And smell, yeah.
And you smell.
The nearest thing we've had to a decent controller of that nature has been the Contact Complete Control series.
Yeah.
But then that only works when you got Contact. Your instrument is running within Contact. If you call up, something that uses its own dedicated interface, you're not going to get anything. So something that breaks that barrier as well.
This is one of those late night. I've had a few glasses of wine. I know. What the world really needs is something like this blue with wood and everything, and it's brilliant.
Well, that's how the touch digital controller came about. Don't knock it.
Yes, but I like the look of that.
Drunk with my head down a toilet one day. Went, I know. So this will have a limited appeal, and it will probably have limited use, like so many of these type of controllers, where when it gets frustrating to remember which knob was doing what under what instrument, it goes in the cupboard and becomes another dust collector.
Yeah, it's all very well having a software application to store all of your different presets in, but
that's called a compute. That's called a DAW.
Yeah, and it would have been nicer if they didn't categorize all of those buttons and just put in even if it was just 4 rows of just blank buttons, but with either a digital LED scribble strip that using the application you can just type in the names that you want above each knob, and then assign those to a preset pattern that you can store and then just recall, and then you see exactly any knob can be anything rather than a dedicated. So if your envelope has 6 stages, you can make a 6-stage envelope pattern on your thing, or even overlays.
Yeah, well, that was the idea that we had with the touch digital. You could have overlays because it's perfectly easy to use it on any instrument you want, but obviously you need to have that overlay update. So.
Yeah. Or you need Chinagraph pencils. They've not had enough love of late. They've not had enough love.
But I fear for the guys behind this because I think they'll find themselves, with the life-crippling debt like I had at the end of Touch Digital. Because I don't think they'll probably sell a few, and then it will just very quietly.
I mean, you say it's probably limited run manufacturing. Well, then hopefully they'll have a limited number of people that will buy it and love it, but it will be a limited number. It won't.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the next big thing. I don't think.
Yeah, and the thing
but
is,
hats off to them.
You want to, you want to encourage people to do these things, and small volume, small manufacturers making these things, engineers making these things. You want to encourage them, but try and get it a bit more right. Just that little bit extra, so it's useful. Yeah, because that's not.
Well, put it this way: if they'd spoken to me first before they went ahead with this venture, I would have put them off. Yeah. I would say, save yourself a lot of money and think of something else. Not this.
Interesting comment here from Tassify Music. I'd like a Tetris-like MIDI controller where I could arrange the pots, faders, knobs in the original layout. Well, there kind of is something like that, isn't there? There's the things that all click together. You can buy faders and knobs and buttons and then just click them all together and make your own.
Or to put something together to do a mini Moog will cost you somewhere in the region of about £5,500.
Yeah, exactly. They're not
so
cheap.
what they need is to get that down. But yeah, something where you could arrange the, like almost like a Lego or controller.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a very expensive. Yeah. That's a very expensive box without any real feedback coming back to you from. Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Nice try, but yeah, there you go.
Go again.
But if you are interested, vipersynths.com. It's called the Robotron. It's €490. That's including tax. Available to buy now, if that's what you want to do.
Good luck.
Right. Should we? I'm just going to tell everybody about this lovely little deal that's popped up in the last couple of days. I don't know how much longer it's on for, but if you were hankering after some Moogafogers, you can buy the whole package. I think for about 150, or they're about 70-ish pounds each. But you can actually now buy for a limited time at Plug-in Boutique, the MF103S 12-stage phaser for a tenner, which is great. And I played it today. I was sticking some stuff through, and it sounds very, very nice. And it didn't actually cost me a tenner. It cost me about £8 because I had some virtual cash in my Plug-in Boutique wallet. But yeah, that's available now for a limited time. So if you are looking at, I've now got 2 Moogafogger plugins that I've got. I think one was free, and the other one is this one for a tenner. Just thought I'd let everybody know if they wanted one. Give it a go. It's very nice. Anyway, just thought I'd do that. Why do I keep locking my screen up today? It's just doing my head in.
Coming to do, isn't it?
Yeah. Stop that. Around. Right. Let's see. What shall we talk about next? Yeah, let's talk about this because I'm conflicted on this one. But I was conflicted about the finger drumming pads, and I think I might have been turned, shall we say? This is something new and interesting, and it is called. Did I have a video for this? I can't remember. Did I have a video for this? I thought I had a video for this.
I've got videos for everything you popped up.
Oh, why didn't I? Let's have a look.
How quick can you sketch with a pencil?
Oh yeah, I have. It's just that I didn't word it correctly. Here's the video. It's the WooBox.
This is the WooBox, a powerful pocket groove box, synthesizer, sequencer, sampler, and drum machine that fits in the palm of your hand. Catering to all genres of music production, its powerful synthesizer offers a limitless sonic palette with 17 oscillator models and 16 different algorithms, including staples such as virtual analog, FM, super saw, 808 and 909 style percussion, amplitude and ring modulation, hard oscillator sync, and more. This is not a preset machine. Full control over all parameters allows for extremely deep sound design, yet without tedious scrolling through menus or parameter lists. Create new and complex melodies, sounds, song ideas, or fully mastered songs with a super fast workflow, across 16 tracks.
You get the idea there. It's a lovely little palm-sized box of tricks that contains what it has in it is pretty damned incredible. When you consider the size of the bloody thing. So it has it's 16-part multi-timbral with 16 tracks, 1 4-voice polyphonic track and 15 4-voice paraphonic or mono tracks. 16 synthesis algorithms, 17 oscillator models with up to 256 user samples incorporating virtual analog, FM, supersaw, AM, ring modulation, 909, 808 style percussion, and so on. You heard what the lady AI said to us earlier. 16 songs and 16 tracks, 16 patterns and 16 steps. Fast workflow, blah, 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 blah. Sampler is, you can sample up to 62 seconds at 44.1 8-bit. Which is nice, I suppose. 16 user kits with 16 samples in each. Lots of stuff going on there in this very small and slightly delicate looking interface. Although I don't like those buttons, because if I'm banging stuff, I want to feel like I'm not going to damage it. I feel like I might be a bit heavy-handed with this. But it's an interesting little thing. And it really is very, very small. I mean, it is pocket-sized music making, and there's quite a lot of power for something that's in a small box. Gentlemen, your thoughts. Andrew, we'll come to you first on this one.
Oh. Yeah. It is an interesting box. I think I'm with you on the buttons. I think this will find a following. Do we know how much it is?
It is $249, which is not a great deal of money.
It's super portable, super
and it comes
losable,
with a case.
Super losable.
Yeah.
I wonder whether or not it would survive something being spilt on it, a drink or whatever, whether or not it's waterproof. But all of that to one side, there's a lot going on with it. It does have Bluetooth antenna, MIDI in and out over BLE, MIDI out type A. It's got line in. There's a lot going for it. I don't know. This may be something which I'll want to take a look at some point. It certainly sounds good, but we've had a lot of this kind of music. This is just kind of how small can we get? I think that there comes a point where it gets so small, I can just see that getting damaged really quickly. The knob even, you just a little bit of leverage on that knob, bang, snap. I may be wrong about that, and I hope I am, because it's an interesting thing, but I'm not. I mean, look at these hands. I'm not going to be. Yeah. I have enough trouble with calculators and God knows what else. So I don't know. I think it's interesting tech. I'd like to see if they do another version of this or do something with a slightly better control panel or something. But I can see this being really popular. I think there's going to be some people that will just jump on this and go, yeah, you know what? Composing on the move. Again, another composing on the move box.
Yeah. Another composing on the move WooBox. For $249 is a very good price. It's kind of the price that makes you think, well, maybe I'll just put my concerns to one side, because $249 is not an awful lot. Well, I hate saying that, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not expensive compared to other things that you can buy that do similar things. Sample Trek or an SP404 or 1010's black box. In fact, I prefer things like the black box because it's got a proper LCD screen with loads of information. I like to know where I am. I don't like just 3 or 4 digit LEDs on something that's quite complex.
And also, it doesn't ship. I mean, they say for reasons of cost, waste, and weight, and all that stuff. It doesn't ship with a USB charging cable, nor the charger itself. It's kind of, if I buy something, I want all the bits to make it work. Especially if it's
kind of that Apple ethic now, isn't it? Where they don't include the chargers with their phones.
I mean, really, just get a grip.
And the thing is, if it's USB powered, which this is, or is it? Yeah, it's USB. Has it got batteries in it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but the USB thing for powering, I've always said this. You've got to be careful because not all USB cables are the same.
No, they're not.
And some don't do power, and some do. And so you've got to make sure you get the right one. And you're going to get a bunch of people who order this and just go rummaging in their cable drawer and find the first one that's got the right connections on it, plug it in, and nothing happens. Oh, it's broken, and they start complaining. I mean,
that said, once you've charged the battery, they're claiming 10 hours of battery life for continuous play with the Bluetooth switched off, 6.5 hours with Bluetooth on.
It's not bad.
I mean, it's a nice enough thing. I can't. It's a bit too small for me, and I think like you, I'm a bit of a podgy. I'm going to damage it.
Fat fingers.
I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
Kent?
Yeah. If you're young, go for it. But this is going to give me ocular migraines. It's too fucking small. Thank you. Good night. Yeah. I mean, it's like they're having a competition. Who can build the smallest synthesizer and cram the most stuff into it?
Yeah.
We'll eventually have the teenage engineering atom. You need an electron microscope to operate the ADSRs. It's cool. Well done. Yeah, exactly. Kitten tickling.
Kitten tickling.
It is kitten tickling. It's an expression that I will adhere to with all of these things. Yeah. I'm sure it's brilliant. It seems to do a great deal and everything else, and it'll be great on the move. I didn't realise that musicians did this much travelling, to be honest.
Yeah.
They always keep talking about, but we're on the move and it's bad. I mean, I go bleeding nowhere. What do you do if you've got a CS80?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, it's
So it's. I think this is for the young.
Yeah. The young people.
The young dumb
young man.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Yes.
So for you, Robbie. It's for you, Robbie. That's what
yes. 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 Well, it's for your kittens to use.
Indeed. Yeah. So, if you ask me, I know this is more expensive. It's almost twice as much, but it's a proper thing. It's it's got proper buttons, touch sensitive.
Yeah, but you look like you bought something.
Screen. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's that as well. It's got.
That looks like you bought a kit they haven't bothered to finish yet.
Like a pocket
you got
operator, which I never really.
Yeah. What is this thing with micro switches showing?
Yeah.
I mean, they're the same micro switches they put under the switches on a Juno 106. If you're interested. But it's
and that's the other one that I like. This. I mean, thank you, Steve, for bringing this to my attention. But this is brilliant. That is such a good little box, and it's so powerful. All right, so it doesn't have all the synthesis engines in, and the sample trek is samples only. It doesn't have synthesis built in, but it's not really essential, I don't think, in a box like this.
Yeah.
Well, I want to like it.
Well, how those switches fail once dust and gunk gets in them.
Exactly, and they're
exposed.
exposed.
They're exposed all the time.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
More to the point, if you were considering buying this, you could instead donate. You could donate. Here,
I see what you've done there.
Clever.
I see what you've done there.
Clever.
Yeah, donate.
Or donate. Only 2 people have liked it so far.
A lot of...
We haven't used the word poo often enough, clearly.
Okay.
So you just interject that more.
Oh, excuse me, windy pops.
No, don't do one. Just say it.
A lot of people are quite excited about this, but I don't. It feels like somebody's gone, Pocket Operate, Teenage Engineering did something, and everybody loved those. And, they were interesting little devices, but, they're not going to stand the test of time, I don't think.
No, they're going to get
both
gunked
physically
up
and
with,
sonically.
greasy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they may not need to stand the test of time if they last for a year or 2 years, and it gets, someone gets into them and creates a whole bunch of stuff, or a load of people do. That's enough. That's fine. I mean, here's the thing: with something like this, it's the kind of thing that it takes the whole EMOM thing another stage, where you could Bluetooth or network everyone in together, so you've got an entire audience playing at the same time. You could do a shared something. There's a whole bunch of things you could do when it's that cheap, but not for me. But then I'm an old.
This could be somebody's
I'm just thinking about how long you'd spend wandering around the house looking for it.
Our 3-year-old calculator in the bin. It didn't look like it was very well.
I'd be squeezing my cat. Come on, you little bugger.
I think the Robo Hoover had it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't leave it on the floor.
For what it does, for 250 quid or $250, for what it does, it's incredibly capable.
It's an amazing thing. It's an
put it in a case
thing.
and finish it, mate. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could make one the size of my fingernail, and that would be an achievement. But can you use it? So, not for me. I'm sure it'll do really well. I'm sure there's people out there that might like it.
Yes, and that's a loads of them.
No, there will still loads of them too. Yeah, and hopefully it'll be somebody's first step into something else.
And at that size, I mean, the size is a bit small, but
and as Homegrown points out, it could earn the company enough to make a proper product. So that's, but that's a valid point, isn't it?
I know, but that's
a very valid point.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah.
Because
so
they actually finished one.
Because wasn't Teenage Engineering's first sort of musical products the Pocket Operators, which looked like something off the 99p racks.
Yeah, but it came with the correct marketing bollocks.
Yes.
But it's £30,000 because it's beautiful, isn't it? You love it, don't you? Kind of attitude that Teenage Engineering used.
Do you know what this? I was thinking it, but Ben said it, and that was my thought. That was my thought.
Exactly what. Yeah, no, that's absolutely bad.
Tarquin, look what I can do on my little, WooBox. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. Although, now see, I'm being made to feel guilty. Now it's made by just one guy.
Yeah.
Well, then that's even more impressive. But still, exposed tack switches. Come on, what the hell are you thinking?
In which case, handmade switches, tiny. Yeah. It's a good thing. It's a great piece of programming. I'd love to see a slightly larger version of that. With
just not for us, old gits.
Old gits with stubby fingers.
Yeah, and poor eyesight.
Indeed, yeah.
Who said that?
WooBox, $249 Apparently out of stock at the moment, but stock will be coming at the end of next month. So if you want to get your orders in, or
he's going to be busy, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good stuff. Right. Well, what's the time? Oh, blimey, it's racing by here. I think we should give a shout out to our friend Suit and Tie Guy, because this weekend it's only Knobcon 11. 11 years that's been running. That's brilliant. So yeah, Knobcon 11 is this weekend. I think people are travelling. I know I saw Dina with her bags packed. Started today. Look at that. And goes on all weekend. $60 gets you the whole 3 day, or which will now be 2 day. Well, actually, because it's in America, they're behind us, so yeah, you could still be doing it. Hotel rooms are available because I think it all takes place at the Hyatt Regency Schaumburg, just outside Chicago. I would love to get to one of these because the vibe that you pick up from all of the videos that will be emerging over the next few days. It just conveys one of just it's kind of like an American super booth, maybe on a slightly smaller scale, but yeah, what they've got going, I mean, obviously got loads of demonstrations there, but DIY build workshops, there's lectures, there's chill out rooms with live music in the evening, there's a banquet tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Yeah, loads of stuff. I mean, the list of vendors there is rather impressive as always.
I'm not seeing any cake.
I'm sure there is cake somewhere.
Hang on, what's that? Just 1 second.
Yeah, but will there be a fox being strangled? That's the thing.
Well,
Penguin of Death says there may.
Oh, there you go.
Good God.
Yeah. So, yeah, lots of really good stuff there. And I think Suit and Tie Guy is debuting, is it called Vanilla, I think? Some new stuff. I need to, pick up on that one. But yeah, some really good stuff going on there. So if you are stateside and you're somewhere near Chicago or can get to somewhere near Chicago, then Knobcon is on right now and will continue through the weekend. So go there if you can. 1 year we'll get to Knobcon. Right. Talking of multifunction, powerful boxes, one was released, or certainly announced not long ago, and they've experienced a little minor delay, basically getting it FCC and CE approved, and because of that, production will now sort of go back about 4 weeks. And this, of course, is Dr. U Endo's ELZ1 Play, which is a super cool machine. But because there's been a delay, they said, okay, look, yeah, we'll throw something extra in. You're going to get another engine, and that engine is the Super Oscillator. Go. You're going to get another oscillator if you've pre-ordered that, which I have. Did you get one as well? Yeah, you got one as well.
I got one.
Ken?
What?
Did you pre-order one of these?
No. And I also hate Supersaw. Sorry.
Well, it's got loads of other great things on there. So, yeah. But now there is a box with multiple synthesizer engines, sequencers, loopers, effects, the whole lot. Yes, again, I know it's a little bit more money, but it's in a box. Everything's covered up. And velocity-sensitive keyboard.
16 synth engines, I think it is now.
More than that now. I think it's 17.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, I think. And yeah, and you say the shimmer reverb got thrown in as well,
and that's what I'd be connecting the Yamaha with.
That and your finger drumming.
Yeah. That combination gives me an entire voice.
Yeah, no, it's very nice, and yeah, there's been a delay.
Broken himself.
So if you want to keep up with what's going on with the year, like a new version of the ELZ1, which was their first instrument, what they've done is instead of actually making this an official Sonicware product right out of the gate, they've done this thing where Dr. Endo is the guy behind Sonicware, and he's now sort of doing these kind of custom instruments, and then if they are successful, which this one seems to be, because every time they sell out a batch of 50, they say, all right, well, we'll make another batch of 50. So I think there's going to be a lot of demand for this, especially when it goes on proper sale. But anyway, they've got a blog now, and so you can keep up to date with all of the development statuses and the delays and the reason behind the delays. But hopefully, we should see these before the year ends.
Here's the thing with this, right? What he's done is really, really clever. He's, unlike a lot of the larger manufacturers, he's just keeps adding additional features in. He says, it's going to be late. You forgive him it being late. We've already paid him our money.
Yeah.
And it's just, It's got a display on it. It's got some knobs, some buttons, a
Colour
keyboard. It's
display
got
as well.
everything you need.
Yeah.
And he keeps on throwing more in. Very few other manufacturers keep adding those feature sets. And it's
tell me about it.
It keeps you on board. It keeps you on board. And I don't have a moment's hesitation in saying, yeah, great, do it. What, getting another oscillator?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Go reverb.
Quite frankly, he can delay it till this time next year, as long as it has 256 track digital multi-track recording at 24192 and all that stuff as well.
And quantize
it. Yeah,
that's
gotta have quantize.
That will be what happens in December. Yeah.
I'm waiting an extra 10 weeks for my Behringer System 55, and I'm sure I'll receive an extra gift with it. Like, I don't know, crabs.
A VAT
Synth crabs.
Import duty.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this one arriving. Seems like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, just thought we should update everyone in case you've ordered one. Just a slight delay, but you're getting more stuff for no
just
extra
scratching my fin. My fin.
Oh, okay.
Got a fin.
You got a fin?
Yeah.
Not crab. Or a shrimp.
Let's see. Well, okay, let's do a couple of these things here, because I want to leave one till last, because I think it warrants some sort of discussion or ridicule, or maybe both. So let's see. Coming out tomorrow to celebrate what is sort of unofficially 909 Day is this from D16. It's Drumazon 2, which is going to be available from tomorrow. It's got a bunch of new features over the last version, loads more factory content and so much more. The only sort of thing that we've got to show you is this YouTube short that they had. So we'll just throw this up. It's a 909 themed drum machine, and on steroids and loads more. It only costs €119 US or £99. Intro, upgrade and crossgrade prices have yet to be decided, but we should find out more about that tomorrow when it is officially launched. It's got a whole new GUI redesigned, loads of extra features, a ton of extra factory content. I think 99 quid for a very well specified drum machine plug-in. It's not that bad at all. And D16 have a heck of a reputation for quality. Everything they do is very, very good, and also looks nice as well, which I think is quite important. Any thoughts on this? I mean, obviously it's a 909 thing, so it's going to have limited sonic appeal. Maybe not everyone's after the 909 sound anymore, but I'm sure there's lots of people who are.
100 quid for a software drum machine. We've seen a lot of other drum machines today and things that do drumming, finger drumming pads. I'll be really honest, I've never, even with Reason, I got it when it was on vogue to have that sound to do that thing. I just prefer using a drum machine. If I'm going to have a drum machine, I'd rather have a drum machine. And I'm sure this is really good, and I heard the original. Yes, it's good, but it's not. Yeah, it's a good thing. If someone wants to pay 99 quid for it, great. I'm going to go and buy. I've made my mind up now. I'm going to go and buy one of the Yamaha, the FGDP 50, because it just I should be on commission. I've never seen the point of software drum machines.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I get that. I just think this looks. I'm going to say it looks like Roland Cloud's 909. They've certainly there's certainly something there about it, but a 909 is a 909. You can only sort of stretch it so far before it then doesn't become a 909.
Here's the thing. So hang on a moment. Let me just pick this. So this is from the Arc. but the sequencer on it, down here, the sequencer, these are multi-controllers, but essentially I can do everything that's doing. I can just pick a sound, put the beat in, make it 16 beats, 32, 64, whatever, and do exactly the same as that's doing. But I can do it here in real time and swongle and woggle and do whatever and call up different drum kits. And, it's kind of, this is a lot more engaging and a lot more tactile, and therefore...
Well, I think drums lend themselves... The drum machines have to be tactile, don't they? I
think so. That's why I like the Fingerblade.
Yeah.
It's the star of the show. As far as that, drums go today.
Yeah,
it's a great little thing. It's a great little thing.
There you go. Anyway, Drumazon 2. Yeah, Kent. Any further thoughts on that?
I've seen other 909 drum emulators, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper than 99 quid. So
it's not awful. I mean,
no, it's not awful. But I mean,
you think
I've seen
Arturia's Acid V was 200.
Yeah, but I've seen free ones before now.
Well, yeah. No, I get. And the 909 sound is not exactly scarce.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So,
yes.
There's always a 909 here if I need to use one anyway.
Well, yeah.
Because they break down a lot.
Yes.
So that's the good thing about the software ones, that they don't do that.
True.
They just don't load.
True.
But then you have to boot up whatever. Either you can get these for iPads, and you can do this kind of thing on those. But really, it just doesn't. No, not for me. I get it.
I mean, there might be some other features in that I'm not aware of. The video is not particularly showing off, but
it doesn't leap out of the screen at me and say I've got to have it, and it's going to be what it is. It might do some very tricky, wonderful things with, I don't know.
It's like any drum machine that has its own unique sound, and that is all it does. 808s, 909s, those sort of things.
But there's lots of them.
There are lots of them, and they can only do so much. They're not versatile outside of a genre or a few genres maybe, but. If I wanted to do something that was that required a 909, if I wanted to do a big house kind of track, then yeah, absolutely. But then if the next thing I want to do is something that requires something different, this is no good. It's a very
one trick pony.
Well, yeah, a few tricks maybe.
It may have lots of tricks, but I've got sample libraries coming out my ears that I can pull up, and they're already mapped across keyboards and whatever. So, I just, if this was half the price or maybe a third of the price, I would say yeah. But at 100 quid, it doesn't leap out the page at me, and I may be entirely wrong. If anyone in the chat wants to inform me.
I agree. Tassavi Music's making some really good comments tonight. The Arturia Spark LE, which was the best of both worlds, as a controller and a piece of software that worked, sort of hand in hand. They stopped. I don't know why they stopped with that. It was such a good concept, because you could just load up any drum machine sample pack, and then you also had a tactile surface to work with. It was. It was very, very nice.
And I've got all the Rob Pappen stuff as well, and his version of a drum machine, is just, it's ridiculously good, and it does things that nothing else does. That's kind of, that leapt off the page at me, and I use it, reasonably often. This just doesn't. So maybe I'm wrong, but there are lots of others.
I'm wrong. I've got a TR8, so I'm. I got 909 if I need 909.
It's there, yeah.
You got the MPCX if I need 909. There's even 909 sounds in. I think it's in Zebra. There's a 909 kit. So it's
quite probably.
Oh no, I tell you what it was. It was Omnisphere.
Yeah.
Zebra. So it's it's a done thing. So I don't know.
Punch is what I was thinking of. Punch, the Rob Pappen software. Punch. Great piece of software, and totally different from anything else that was doing it at the time, and still has its own little signature.
Yeah, and Ali James Labs V-Prom drum machine, which is on the surface, it's a Lindrum emulation, and it does it so very, very well, because it's not just the samples; it does it has all the quirks of the electronics that made the sound of, you know, the feel, should I say, of the Lin. But you can also drop into it digital versions of ROM chips from other drum machines. So you can put a DMX set of ROMs in there. You can put others. What's the other one that I use on there? It's gone completely out of my head. But anyway, you can do that with it. So it's a lot more versatile. Yeah. But there you go. D16 Drumazon 2 is out tomorrow, and it's 99 quid or 119 euro/dollars on 909 day, which is tomorrow. Right, we've got about half an hour left. I just want to do these couple of things. First, again, another video where all we've got is this, which means that you'll see our ugly... Well, actually, you'll see me and Andrew, but it will cover Kent up. So here you go. There is a great demo video from our friend Starsky Carr, who's managed to get one of these early. I think he's definitely ingratiated himself with Tom, because he had, didn't you have the quartz there, didn't you, the Colossus that's divided into four recently. Ample, here you go. This is Ample. This is available as a very limited stock at the moment. With more stock coming soon to selected dealers, so you can buy directly from Tom at Analog Solutions. Let's just bring this. I think there's not a huge amount to go on here, but this just oozes Tom's I don't know, mad genius, I guess. He puts together some really good synths. He's kind of taken, it's almost like a best of some of his previous things. So you've got the patch, the pin matrix from, was it the Vector? I can't remember. But yeah, there's bits from different synths, and he's put them together. So essentially, you've got this lovely machine, semi-modular. I don't know if it's rack mountable, but it's got a lovely analog sequencer down the right-hand side that's kind of reminiscent of the ones that you see on the Colossus. Touch panels, pin matrices. It sounds really good. You know, if you watch Starsky's demos, it sounds amazing. It is, however, £2,000, which is not a cheap synthesizer, but it's hand built by Tom, and it's sound elements of fuse box, patch points of concussor Euro rack, pin matrix of the Vostok. That's it, the Vostok. You began with the V. Echo from Doctor Strangelove, sequencer and CV touchpads of the generator. It's all of those kind of influence in there. Compact analog synthesizer. The only digital thing in there is the MIDI chip. Everything else is totally analog. Real transistors and op amps. No CPU stabilized or quantized circuits. No DCOs. It's really good stuff. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's clever. He's a clever little bastard, isn't he? You see, you got existing technologies that he's developed, and then put them together in different combinations into another box, and then create a completely different synth from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it will be expensive because it's built in the UK. It's built by hand, so that comes with costs, unfortunately. Yeah. But they're well built, and he's a clever bloke.
Sounds pretty much like nothing else, really. He has the Analog Solution stuff has a Analog Solution sound.
Yeah,
which is very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing this one at Synthfest in a month's time, which is it's actually 4 weeks tomorrow.
I wish I was still building for him. I could have had a free one.
Yeah,
might be controversial.
Go on.
I'm not sure I like it.
Okay, go on, tell us why.
I love it. I absolutely freaking
see what you did there.
And here's the thing: the reason why I love it is it reminds me of the sort of synth controls. You're right. This is kind of cherry picking, not just from his own thing. But look, we've got the picture of the System 100M underneath it on the website.
Oh yes,
I'm just looking at, and it reminds me a bit of that. The VCS3. It's just got all of even the EMU knob things. It reminds me of Buchla. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love it. I can't. Even at $2,000, this is built in the UK. I love the fact it's got pins and you can pull them out and push them back in. You can half knock. Do that. You can use them as switches. It sounds amazing. It looks amazing. And guess what? If you don't want to get completely into the whole modular thing, this gets you a really long way there.
Yeah.
It gets you a really long way there. I love this. This with a 2600 or a System 100, or even with what Kents are buying, which we shan't name. Even with that, I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I love the sound of it. I love the sound of it. I'd be losing myself in this for hours and hours, days, probably.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, good stuff. Always good to see new stuff from Tom, and who is a super, super nice guy. Wish him all the best with this one. Go and see it if you're coming to Synthfest. Come and see it. I'm sure it'll be there. I don't know whether he's bringing the Colossus this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because it's a beast. But it don't half catch the eye.
Matt Evans has picked up one floor.
Oh yes, needs a MIDI lobster.
Yeah.
You see, Tom.
Mr. Trick there.
I love it.
Synth crustation is definitely the way forward.
Yeah.
That's just would like that.
Available now from analogsolutions.com direct, and will be available at selected dealers as time goes by. But yeah, I think Synthfest UK is probably the place where you'll find them first. Thank you very much, Peter, James, Stephen, for your $4.99. Appreciate it as always. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it.
If you want to compete with Peter, feel free. It's fine.
Yeah.
Make it a £5. No, we're not suggesting you have to.
But you have to.
But it would be nice otherwise. Yeah.
Oh, he's out of his bag now. That's
Right,
what I'm saying.
Okay, just a quick one here.
Go on.
I'm not entirely sure what I think of this. But this is a new plugin that will work natively in any DAW. It's called Acon Digital Remix.
Acon Digital introduces Remix, the world's first plugin capable of separating instrument groups in a mix, or so-called stems, in real time. Remix uses cutting-edge technology based on artificial intelligence to separate vocals, piano, bass, and drums from a mix. Remaining instruments are found in the stem called Other. You can adjust the levels of each stem in real time. Let's decrease the volume of the vocals. Or make the drums more pronounced.
If I could cast a spell on yesterday.
You can easily create a karaoke version of your mix.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that music's going to get us a copyright flag or whatever it is. But anyway, first of all, my instinct was it says it's the first, and I don't think
I'm just looking at RX10 on my screen, which I have with music rebalance.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things out there doing this. What I was expecting it to do was it says music remix, so I was expecting it to use AI to remix a track for you. It's just another plugin that allows
plugin that allows you to separate the stems, and then you can then mess around with them within your DAW. I've never actually used the RX10 music rebalancer as a plugin in the DAW. I've dabbled with it to just literally play around with stuff. I've never actually done any work with it, but it works. And so I don't think this is not the first.
It's got one more fader which has guitar on it, but you could, that's not that hard to separate.
No. And I'm sure RX11 will probably have.
Yeah, but there was one statement in that video that made me go, oh, because I was thinking, if you can separate everything out, there's a few tracks I'd like to go back to that I've done years ago where some of the sounds are very dated and pull them out. But when he said about, between the human voice, the piano, the drums and stuff like this, is very, very distinctly separating instruments, and then said, and the last one is for all the shit we can't separate.
Exactly.
And I go, that's where all the frequencies are very close to each other. And go, well, that's sort of the thing I need to do.
And the track used in the demo was slow tempo, very clearly defined instruments in the mix. It wasn't a big, mushy, mess of stuff.
Thing is, there are some really good tools out there that do allow you to do some isolation if you know specifically what it is. So actually isolating voices or drums or basses, it's not hard.
No.
Not anymore. It's there's lots of open source code out there that lets you do it. That's not a hard thing. I can't say actually about something that's being worked on at the moment, but it's really not hard. There's a bazillion out there at the moment that are doing this. So I was expecting it to be a great deal more than it is. It's just another also ran, and it's all right. But, yeah. So.
Yeah.
But it's available as a standalone, whereas the music rebalance in RX isn't. You have to buy the whole package.
Does the RX have the visual cue?
Hang on, let me show you. Let me just pop this up, and I will share it with you. Slides, share screen. There we go. Should have this off pat by now, but there we go. Bang, share. That is the plugin. That's it.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. Find similar markers, spectrum. It's a very.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, you can't do both at the same time.
We've lost your vocals.
Auto-muted.
He faded down. He faded down your vocal.
That was on grounds of quality control.
Okay.
It knew I was talking. So yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, so it's not the first.
Well, when they do one where I can take a track that has like an EPS doing a pad with the Poly6 doing string pads at the same time. And then be able to separate them out perfectly. If
you have the original sounds or a sound that is really, from the EPS, which was the original sound, you can model it so you can pull that out. That is doable. Even now you can do that. Yeah. But it's a lot of faffing around. In fact, even Melodyne have some of this where they can separate polyphonically and by instruments and things. They've been doing that for a long time, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's going to be difficult pulling apart something where you've got the same stereo spread, two different sounds. How do you tell them apart?
Yeah, it's just that I didn't from that video. I didn't get the impression that was going to be particularly what's the word? Good at separating certain things from each other.
I would have liked to see more.
Because at the moment it's sort of going, we've got this, and this, and this, and from a frequency spectrum point of view, they are so far apart from each other. There's no chance in how they could actually be accidentally identified as each other.
But that's what Melodyne does, which is not only does it separate stuff out, but it creates MIDI for it as well. So the remix part then is real. You can actually take the MIDI notes that are played, even if you can't separate out three instruments playing the same line, you can get the MIDI and go and recreate that or do something different with it.
But this is just pure audio I'm talking about.
This is just audio. So if it was creating MIDI or doing something which, allowed you to fire off if it had a built-in synth that you could do that with, that would be great. But it doesn't. So I'm a bit.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I've been a bit down on stuff this show, haven't I?
Well, this is kind of another step along the way of. I don't want to use the term artificial intelligence, but It is. Yeah, I mean, it's been around for a little while. You know, the ability to do this. This is just another step because they're claiming low latency. They're claiming that it can sit natively in a DAW and you can split out everything and then put things onto different tracks to then allow you to mix and do your stuff. And you know, technology will progress, and it'll probably, you know, happen sooner rather than later, where they will be able to take very complex mixes of, you know, lots of frequencies close together of different instruments and be able to separate them, and you know, for it to be, you know, not too expensive.
Even you know, no matter how much processing power you've got, the problem is going to be the only way you'll be able to separate them is if they are panned in different places.
Exactly.
Spatially, they're different, because otherwise you can't separate. You know, if you tend to put pads together which have a lot of
But if you're using AI and that you're predicting rather than actually analyzing, you're saying, right, well, I've got these elements, I can then
AI machine learning needs something to learn from. So as I said before, you would have to know precisely the sound and then separate it from the other mush, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but that will come as the more learning we give these things, then the more likely they are to. It's going to happen, isn't it? It's not impossible. It is going to happen, but at what cost? At what resource? And when, we don't know.
I tell you what would work, and what you could do with AI is you could say, I know I use an EPS, an M1, a something else. Mm-hmm. Grab that whole chunk which we can't separate out, and give me up an instance of an M1, and then give me the sort of voicing you think would have contributed to this patch, and that way you'd have it. That would be a better way of doing, you know, or you regenerate it from scratch using AI. Doing exactly that. You say, make it sound like these instruments. That's something you might be able to do, but separating out something that's a pad, same keys, same spread,
it's all a bit mushy together.
It's you know, even when it gets really, really powerful, you're not going to do it that.
It's $50. It's $50, which
is
not
bad.
It's not bad. And if you actually own Acon's big suite, which is called Acoustica, it's free. They're throwing it into the package for free, and the prices for Acoustica start at $59 and go up to about $300 for the big post-production version. So it's not, you know, your mileage may vary, as the kids say. Your mileage may vary. Right, one last topic I want to cover, and this one I almost spat my coffee out, although I like my coffee too much to spit it out over the screen. This was, I just thought, when somebody made me aware of this, and I thought, are you kidding? What is this? So there is a thing called DAW speedruns.
Oh, God,
So it is now a thing to see how quickly you can create a complete track on your DAW.
It's got predefined elements, sounds.
There will be there's rules. So it will say you've got to do it in this genre, you've got to use this sound, you've got to use that, or maybe you've got to do a cover of a pre-existing song. Now, I'm not going to play all of this video, but this guy seems to be where it all started. He certainly seems to be the instigator, the unwitting instigator. I said I was going to play the video, and that has disappeared. I don't know where it's gone. But basically, there's a guy here who is doing a Soldier Boy
I've got it
track.
Here if you want it.
Well, no, I can just stick it. I don't want to play all of it because it's a rather long video. But
on February 7th, 2022, I made a video where I speedrun Soldier Boy's Crank That in 37.39 seconds.
30 seconds. Oh, yes.
I made this video as a fun way to show my appreciation for speedrunning, but overall, it was just meant to be a joke. Because why would somebody do something so stupid, right?
Okay, I'm going for it. Serious mode. Very serious mode.
Now, at the very end of the video, I specifically say, don't try to beat it.
If you guys think you can beat this, please don't, because it took me really long to do this.
And of course, you just do the opposite of what I say.
Sorry.
So anyway, a whole bunch of people jumped on board and got it down to like 22 seconds, assembling a complete track. And then there's all these other people now speed running various different genres. You have to get all the different sections of a song in and so on and so forth. And of course, when you've done that, you've got to press play, and it's actually got to be a fully constructed piece as per the rules.
Today, I'm going to be taking on the incredible feat of speedrunning.
Shut up. So yeah, there's loads of examples of this. This is mostly being done in things like Fruity Loops or Ableton Live, which are kind of loop-based things. But there are some rules that say you mustn't use loops. You've got to create notes and paint them on, and then copy and paste and so on. So there's lots of, I'm kind of flabbergasted that this is a thing, but then of course, why not? Because are people that bored now that they just do people not take time over their creations anymore?
Bored? This is people playing. This is a game essentially. It's playing, and the people that are doing this are probably, if they weren't spending all the time they're spending on this guy spent 5 days, he'd probably be dangerous. But
true.
It's a game. It's a game. It keeps them off the streets.
Yeah, but he said it took him an awful long time to do.
5 days.
I'm to say yes. So where's the speed in that?
Well, it's the speed is in the track creation.
He has to do the whole. So he has different tries, and he tries to rationalise and optimise the steps in which he does it, the workflow.
Oh, okay. Because
that in and of itself is quite interesting, because the same thing. We do that in all the work we do. We're looking at how to rationalise workflows, and can we do this quicker next time round? How do we work that out and pass it on? So there's kind of a point to it. Thing is, it's not doing anyone any harm. They're having fun.
No, I know. It's just that I would have thought, sitting down and playing the piano is about as fast as you can get. That's almost instantaneous. But if you're writing it as you're playing it.
Yeah, but it's not right. You're not writing the drums and the orchestral stab and the drum pattern and everything.
I'm in my head.
At the same time. Well, I know that. I try plugging in.
Yeah, I know. It's a harmless bit of fun. It's just that it's like, okay, whatever.
I ended up watching the whole video for myself. But it is strangely compelling. It's strangely compelling.
Yeah. But it's not something I would even entertain.
Well, this is simply because Pokemon Go is boring now, isn't it?
And it's
right?
a show.
I mean, people were chasing animated characters that didn't exist in the world and trying to grab them with their phones and getting run over by cars. They've moved on to this.
Yeah.
It's a challenge,
Guys, fair dues.
Who doesn't want a challenge? There's the Friday night challenge now, isn't there? With do something in this, which Manny always participates in.
I think we should challenge Annika to do it.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's one guy there that says, I produced an entire album in one day. Where's the fun in that? I mean,
we've done that. We've all done that.
I bet it's shit.
It's not the greatest, but we've done some. If you're playing with a well-rehearsed band, you can.
Well, yeah, the Beatles would knock an album out in an afternoon.
Andrew
has to stop for the shepherd's pie, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
good. I despair sometimes. I know it's just a bit of fun, but sometimes these bits of fun turn into things that exist and get in the way of good quality stuff, which really annoys me. But
Native's saying I should do the anaglyph speed run. I'm a little behind on that already.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Actually, it says I'm taking it too serious, and maybe I am, but I just think the enjoyment in making music for me is not how quickly I can put something together.
For you.
Yeah, but surely.
No, it's just it's old man syndrome of like.
Yeah, but did you listen to any of the tracks that they actually?
I know. I'm with you.
Fucking ditch
no, I'm with you on this. I am old and wrinkly too, and I'm just going, oh, for God's sake, that's not how you do it.
The point wasn't the music. The point was the process and how quickly you could do that. It was a challenge.
And what is the point of that? But what is the point of that?
Some people like process. They're normally coders.
Fight.
There's a competition. There's a competition that used to be held every year to write a piece of code that does something really elegant, and you had to do it in the fewest number of lines possible. I remember one year, a friend of mine, Peter Williams, I think it was, he was telling me about a guy, everyone else is writing hundreds of lines of code and trying to cut it down to 80, 90. One guy managed to win it one year with 2 lines of really elegant code. 2 lines. Now that's an interesting
that has a use.
thing.
That has a use, and you would probably have to think about that and do. There was a process.
This is the equivalent,
creative process.
I'll tell you what this is. This you could call this right. How about this? This is a game I've just thought of. Right, bog running.
Yeah, that's good.
At precisely 12 a.m., you eat an entire pizza, and the first person to crap it out wins, and beat my time.
On which day?
It doesn't matter. You just got to be quicker than the other guy.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. You spend the time, and you end up with shit. It's exactly the same thing.
It's not about the music. It's about the process. It's about the work.
Well, exactly. That's what it is. I mean, it's not about the pizza. It's
like
having the crap in the bog.
It's like calling up your mate and saying, right, let's have a wank at the same time. Who comes first? Right?
That's the biscuit game.
But where's the enjoyment in that?
Well, there is at the end.
Well, yeah, but
is that?
It's just a pile of wank. But there you go.
Oh,
are we in a pub? Is this suddenly a pub?
It has gone Kent's.
I'm willing to risk. I'm willing to risk our monetization on this show to make a comparison with speed wanking. You've gone again, Andrew.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I think we should actually sort of ask for some donations to buy Andrew a new audio interface because his is absolutely.
It's not the audio. No, it is. I'm just trying. Honestly, it's just really driving me.
Talking of wankered,
yeah.
Anyway, listen. Yeah, door speedruns. It's a thing. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. There's a gazillion times more credibility in hardware jams, which I don't really have an interest in myself, than there is in this, in my personal opinion, and that's all that is.
Excellent, makes a good point.
Sorry, hang on, where are we? Yes, what this one? Got to have sweet corn in the pizza so you know you passed the right one. Yes,
that or purple food dye.
Detail, yeah. It's
sweet
all
corn
in the detail.
Yeah,
radioactive.
Yeah. Kent, I've got a quick question from Macaron After Party.
It wasn't me.
That was a great name. Not privy to the Roland line from the early 80s and was wondering what's the difference tonally or design-wise between the Junos, the Jupiters and the JX3P? Can you answer that in 2 minutes?
Design-wise, does he mean electronically here?
I would guess so because the front panels are fairly obvious, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of actual similarities between all three of them. Obviously, some have got more voices than others, and all the rest of it. Tonally, just trying to think how to put it into words.
Tonally, it happened to me.
It's the sum of the parts. I think really, it's.
Are the oscillators the same in any of those? Are they sharing?
I'm trying to see. The Jupiter 6 uses Curtis 33
40s.
Yeah, 733 40s in the Jupiters for BCOs. The Jupiter 8 uses 3046. It's not Curtis at all. It's transistor arrays. I'm trying to remember what the JX3P uses. I can't remember if they were Curtis or not as well. They might not be. I haven't worked on a JX3P for a long time.
The JX3P uses pixies and buckets and monkeys with buckets, and they shift the noise. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Dolby. Sorry, hang on. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Interesting question, though.
Yeah, I mean it's more in depth than that. It's hard. I'm trying to put it into words. Really, it is. Yeah. You see, like there's wave shapers and all sorts of things involved in the voicing. So the Jupiter 8 and the Jupiter 6 are two entirely different beasts.
The MKS80 was based on the Jupiter 6 and not the Jupiter 8, even though it's an 8-voice synth, as far as I remember. So,
there's a lot of copy and paste Wikipedia stuff that's full of all sorts of bullshit. That has tainted things over the years. But I mean, there's a lot of things that are the same and a lot of things that are totally different between basically.
Yeah. So there you go. There's your answer.
They all
a lot of things
different.
that are different. A lot of things the same. But thanks for your question anyway. That's interesting. Jason, sorry, wrong one. Jason was curious as to what you've had through for repair this week and what has left you thinking that you want one of those. I think I know the answer because it's sat right behind you.
Yeah, it's kind of just behind me here.
It's there, the System 100. Yeah.
Oh, hello, baby.
Where's David Arnold?
Well, when you need him.
He's in his shed, isn't he?
He should be back there, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you
waiting
need
for his
that cardboard
Naked Man cutout, but
Yeah. I was laughing in my wine over that when I was watching the show.
Well, he's a bit busy at the moment, so he's a bit tied up with that live show, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
But
naked and tied up in a skip.
I've worked on this week that I go, ooh, I'd like one of them. What did I work on yesterday? Memory Moog. No.
Ample analog.
I was hoping that I might be able to come and see you at the weekend.
Really?
Well, do you know when we were on your pub the other night on Wednesday, the impromptu
Indeed, yes.
birthday celebrations for Pip? We were talking about that AM. Yes, yeah. Somebody asked me about that. I said, ask Ken.
Kai asked.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We were talking about the AM1X.
Oh, yes.
That I was looking at, and it didn't sell, and it went back onto eBay, and I've contacted the guy, and he's just down the road from you.
Oh, really?
And have you made him an offer?
I've spoken to him, shall we say. But what I need to do is shift an Emax 2 rather swiftly. So if anybody wants a 1 meg Emax 2 keyboard with a Gotek floppy drive with tons of library in it, make me an offer I cannot refuse. So I can fund this AM1X, because it looks, the more I look at it, the more I think, yeah, that's actually a rather good nick. But he hasn't got back to me, so it's going to be too late for me to go up this weekend, I would have thought. But yeah.
Well, if you're lucky, then when you get here, you will be able to play the new, improved, and finished GS1. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
I could come and sit on the GS1. That would knacker it.
No, it wouldn't.
No, not. Have you got legs back on?
No, GS1's got the leg advantage.
That's true.
Yeah, it's got the weight advantage.
It's thick set. It's thick set. Thank you, Steve, for your donation. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, so I'll let you know about that. But yeah, so you'd say that at the moment the thing that's come through this week that you want to keep the most is the System 100, yeah?
Yeah, also probably that there's a 74 mini Moog downstairs that's coming as well. That's nice. It's very ill though. I mean, really, really ill. Squeaks and squonks. So there's a clever little trick I do on mini Moogs, and it shouldn't technically it shouldn't work, but I'm sure I'll Prophet VS will be able to tell me why it does it, because he knows everything.
You mean native VS, not Prophet VS? VS.
Yeah, Prophet VS is the thing I worked on this week as well, putting new display in it. To do transposition on a mini Moog.
Okay.
Yeah. By using square wave pulse width. Yeah, exactly. I think I'll have to do a video of it, because I mentioned it to Tiny. I said, yeah, it was a little trick I used to do. And he goes, you can't do it. I said, yeah, watch. And I demonstrated it. And he goes, oh my God, how did you find that? And why does it work? I don't know. But there you go.
I want to see that.
Yeah. All right, I'll do a little video of it.
Thank you.
How to set it up.
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre. But it also, at the same time, produces this really huge bass notes.
Yeah.
Really, really big bass note from it, even though you're using less oscillators. So it's very clever. Very clever indeed.
Dr. Bob's secret sauce.
And you probably find that FM does it in its own way.
Talking of which, she has been behaving mostly.
Okay.
Still doing that thing where you have to turn it on and everything powers up, but you get no audio, and then you turn it off again, and then you turn it on, and it's all there.
Have you got a soldering iron there?
I have.
Or do you want me to walk you through it?
Yeah, we could try, but I don't know when. It won't be this weekend. But yeah,
no. Whenever.
You could beat it with sugar cane. That
I think
always
it was something.
works.
No, that's just to get the evil spirits out.
Okay.
Thank you, Kissing the Machine. Good job we stayed on an extra
Speed
few minutes for
soldering.
your
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we can start speed soldering.
Speed soldering, yeah. Or for our American cousins, speed soldering, which probably has a completely different meaning over here.
Using aluminum solder.
Yeah, aluminum solder. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, gentlemen, that's a show right there in the bag.
Sweetness.
Wow.
Thank you for your company, as always. We've got some guest news imminent, which I'll tell you off air because I don't want to jinx it. But we've got a pretty special guest, hopefully coming in October, that I was speaking with. So yeah, some good stuff coming in.
I'm getting a lovely visit.
Are you?
1st of October.
Who's that?
From Manny.
Of course.
He wants to pop down. He said, would Sunday the 1st be cool? I mean, mate, I'll clear my schedule for you. No problem. Don't worry about that.
Excellent.
So he's going to meet Nelly.
He's good. Well,
I
yeah.
hope he's wearing a box.
I was going to say, get the box.
Yeah. Oh, dear me.
Anyway. Yeah, so there you go. That's a show. Gentlemen, you've got a busy weekend? Doing much?
No, it's Rugby World Cup.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's France, New Zealand tonight, wasn't it?
France, New Zealand tonight. Scotland, bless their cottons, are in the group of death. They got South Africa.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, for crying out loud. They got all the other three teams as the three top teams, basically.
Oh, wow.
So they're up against it. So
cool.
And I kind of hope that I'd like to see Ireland do really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not particularly bothered about whether England does well or not.
No,
not really. Not really that Englishly patriotic. I prefer my Irish side, mainly because of the whiskey. Because of the whiskey, and we say feck a lot. So it's good for me.
Thank you, Synchrotron, for your £10. Much appreciated.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Lovely. Andy, much going on this weekend?
I'm going to be speed running.
Speed running.
I'm going to be speed running the whole weekend. I'm going to try to get a bottle of wine and pour it out faster than I ever have before. And that will give me the runs.
I'll be attempting that in about an hour's time.
That's cheating.
That will give me the runs. That will give me the runs. That will. I'm actually trying to have a really quiet weekend. The first one for ages because I'm off in, as you know, to Amsterdam next week.
Hamster Jam
conferencey thing for 3 days. So yeah, I'm just going to be chill out.
Chill
out.
Well, I'm going to be pulling out the TX816 and the QX1 and the RX11, so they're here, so that I can finish prepping for Synth Fest, and then I've got to finish my presentation for my half of it. And Manny, I need your stuff soon, mate. Just to make sure that it's all, timed and everything, and set up. And the dates.
I've got a band coming into the studio tomorrow.
So your weekend is not going to be quiet.
Well, no, because I can let them.
Let's hope it's a folk band then.
Dry hiring that they're a metal band, and
Christ!
Yeah, but they're doing a green screen video. So I'm going to let them get on with it. Go and sit down by the lake, take a book, take some nosh, and just chillax,
Aye.
Don't blame me.
Good idea.
That's what I'm going to do.
The other thing I'll be doing is scraping French flies off my windscreen.
Nice.
They're still there from when they came back last Saturday.
How do you know they're French?
Because they all hit the screen in France. Although they might have flown.
They might have been on holiday.
They might have been on holiday.
They might have followed you. You don't know.
This is true. This is true. Well, they're coming off anyway. Lovely stuff.
That would make a great euphemism, though. Scraping French flies off my windscreen.
Yeah, absolutely.
A mouthful.
Indeed. Flies.
Don't put that one up.
No. I might be in the pub tomorrow night.
Okay, cool.
Depends when the match ends.
Yeah. Well, I should be taking all my clothes off as well.
Yeah, me too.
But yes, anyway, gentlemen, have a fantastic, if not sweaty, weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy it as much as you can. Drink lots of fluids, whatever they might be.
Yeah.
And enjoy your rugby. Enjoy your heavy metal band, green screening. And to everyone that has watched tonight, or if you're watching on catch up, watching whenever you are watching, thank you just for watching. Thank you to everyone that's made a donation to the show tonight. It's hugely appreciated, and will fund our habits for many years to come. That habit, of course, is delivering quality content to you, something we've yet to achieve, but hey, we try. We will see you same time, same place next week. No guests lined up at the moment, but that might change at a moment's notice. You never know. But if not, it'll be the three of us. Ben is off for a few more weeks because he's gigging for the next few Friday nights. He apologises, but he will be back ASAP. Also, go and check out the Electromantics YouTube channel because I don't know if you recall, but a former singing friend of Ben's, I think sang with him in his previous band, very sadly passed away a few weeks ago. It kind of knocked Ben for six, but Ben's managed to find a whole bunch of performances with this guy singing, and I mean they're great songs. If you ever, Ben's actually singing on one as well, and he's doing the whole finger in the ear job, which is it just looks odd, and it's Ben with hair as well, which again is just odd.
Hell.
It's odd, but very good. So go and check out those and give those videos a few likes. And if you're up in the northwest of England where they tend to play, go and see them because they're bloody good. So we will see you same time, same place next week, and have a great fun weekend. And don't get too hot if you're in parts of the world that get very hot. And we will see you all very, very soon indeed. Thank you, gentlemen. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Au revoir.